The Republican rock star Governor Ron DeSantis announces the new Stop Woke Act to crush CRT in Florida schools and businesses. In this video, we're going to take a look at the sheer genius of the act. We're going to see how it promises to eradicate CRT from Florida. And stick with me to the very end of this video when I'll reveal how what Governor DeSantis is doing is all part of a massive backlash against CRT that's sweeping the nation. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you. As always, I am your daily fake news antidote. As each and every day, I provide patriotic analysis to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. And gang, around here, we are saying Merry Christmas loud and clear, and there's no better way to do that than to join together for a patriotic Christmas party. How's that sound? I invite you to join me next Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Turley Talks Christmas Party live stream. I'll be joined by some special guests. We'll play some games. I'll be answering questions and discussing all the things I can't discuss here. You're going to absolutely love it. Reserve your spot for our Christmas party today by simply clicking on the link below. There is a ticket fee, but not if you're part of our Change America program. So click on that link below to find out how you can be part of that program and sign up for this special event. I cannot wait to see you there. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. Governor Ron DeSantis continues to show why he's such a rock star in the Republican Party. Yesterday, he officially introduced the rollout of some new legislation for the next session of the Florida legislature called the Stop Woke Act. Now, if you recall, Governor DeSantis banned CRT by executive order back in June, but now he wants to make that ban permanent as part of Florida's legal code. The legislation is technically called the Stop Wrongs Against Our Kids and Employees Act, and it's a fascinating piece of legislation. What it's going to do is it's going to allow parents to file lawsuits against school districts they suspect of teaching critical race theory and recover attorney fees if and when they prevail. In that sense, the Stop Woke Act is actually modeled on the pro-life abortion law recently passed in Texas, which ingeniously bypassed placing enforcement in the hands of the state, which has been consistently struck down by the courts over the last decades, and instead places enforcement of the law in the hands of private citizens. In the case of the Texas abortion law, which was, again, just upheld by the Supreme Court, the law prevents the state from interfering from its enforcement, and instead it subjects abortion providers to multiple lawsuits from private citizens if those citizens find out that an abortion has been carried out after a heartbeat was detected. So basically, lawmakers shielded the law from being stopped by abortion providers like Planned Parenthood, because all Planned Parenthood has done in the past is it sued the government officials to prevent them from enforcing the act. Now that's a dead end. Now they would have to sue private citizens only after a lawsuit is brought by the citizen, and they would then face the potential of a massive amount of suits that could effectively sue them out of existence. This is what DeSantis is doing with CRT. He's giving citizens, particularly parents, the right and authority, indeed the incentive, to sue local school districts that defy the bill by giving them what's called a, quote, private right of action. Again, like the Texas abortion law, the bill basically deputizes private citizens with the right to sue any school district, any school, any administration, any teacher that continues to teach CRT in the classroom. And in the rollout for the bill, DeSantis made absolutely clear where he's coming from by saying, quote, nobody wants this crap. This is an elite-driven phenomenon being driven by bureaucratic elites in universities, elites in corporate America, and they're trying to shove CRT down the throats of the American people. You're not doing that in the state of Florida. Now, this legislation is huge on a number of levels. First and foremost, it addresses directly a horrific development in our classrooms, and that's, of course, the deliberate attempt by left-wing ideologues disguised as teachers to blatantly indoctrinate our kids in radical Marxism. The New York Post had an interesting piece published the other day by the editorial board, highlighting how the public defense of Jussie Smollett by prominent BLM leaders is precisely why parents are so upset about CRT and BLM ideology creeping into their schools. The BLM leader Melina Abdullah, who we've highlighted before in some of our other videos, she's a radical Marxist out in Los Angeles. She called the whole Smollett trial, if you can believe it, a, quote, white supremacist charade, with juries rendering their decisions in a system that was designed to oppress black people. And what the editors at the New York Post pointed out is that it's this kind of radical ideology that basically discounts any and all facts associated, in this case, with Smollett. Instead, identity politics, not facts, determine the reality of the situation. Smollett is black, and therefore he must be innocent. The judicial system is by definition something that cannot be trusted. And this is exactly what parents are so concerned about, because this is precisely what they're hearing their children come home and start saying, or what they heard online during the whole lockdown last year with remote learning. There's no difference, absolutely no difference between what these teachers are telling their students from what the most radical Marxist activists are advocating. So that's the first thing. DeSantis is taking deliberate action to stop this kind of ideological poison from being shoved down the throats of our students. And he's to be absolutely applauded, and I hope this ban on CRT extends into state colleges and universities as well. I mean, if it doesn't belong in classrooms or in the boardroom of any business operating in Florida, it sure as hell doesn't belong in the lecture halls of taxpayer-funded universities in Florida, right? But more than that, what DeSantis is doing here is part of a massive nationwide backlash against CRT that really is redefining the culture wars as we speak, and redefining them decisively in favor of patriots. Speaking of that, I want to give a huge shout out to PatriotSwitch.com. Patriot Switch gives patriots the ability to walk away from woke corporations forever. Patriot Switch was created to give you the opportunity to shop at family-owned, patriot-owned, made-in-America stores so that you no longer have to rely on woke corporations again. With Patriot Switch, you can transfer your dollars away from companies that despise our values and give them instead to patriot-based, family-owned companies for the future of our country. Again, that is PatriotSwitch.com. All right. We really are seeing nothing less than a massive backlash against CRT rising up all over the nation. We, of course, saw the amazing victory by Glenn Youngkin in Virginia, who explicitly campaigned against destroying CRT in what was becoming a thoroughly blue state. He won in a massive upset against Terry McAuliffe, who insulted parents by claiming that public education curriculum was the sole responsibility of bureaucrats, not parents. But Virginia was hardly an outlier. Governor Greg Abbott has just signed into law a bill that bans CRT from the state of Texas. The governor of Idaho has just signed a bill that bans CRT from their public schools. In Oklahoma, the Republican governor signed their bill into law, effectively banning CRT from their classrooms. Are you seeing a little pattern there? I mean, we could keep going, right? The Iowa House has just passed similar legislation, as has the state of Tennessee. They'll both be signing a law if they haven't already done so. Everywhere we look, a massive backlash against CRT is crushing the left and restoring faith, family, and freedom to our classrooms. Ron DeSantis is part of a growing movement to take back our country. And it does appear that that movement has only just begun. Now, before we go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video on President Trump's funniest, most savage moments ever. It's going to absolutely make your day. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.